Okay, guys, this is the last lecture of the night. I feel like I've lectured already 5 classes, which is almost accurate. I have one more class to go with a couple of videos for them. But here we go. Video 5, question and answer. Now we're to the 5 principles of academic writing and your essay specifically, although that's what I've been covering this entire time if you've been watching. So here we go. Question number 1. How to write transitions in the paragraph essay seamlessly. Have a plan, have a plan, have a plan. When you spin your triangles, this tells us what the transitions are going to be. Will the essay topic be discussed further in later lectures? I have just spent the better parts of the last 5 hours lecturing about the essay, so hopefully this will do us. Do the 5 principles only apply to essay type writing? No, they apply to everyday conversations. When you go and meet a doctor, you use the way you're dressed could be the title. The way you greet them is the grabber. The background information is the framework. You telling them what you're there for is the thesis. Then the steps of symptom, treatment plan, options you walk out with. Your follow-up is your next appointment. Grabber echo is your goodbye. We live in essay structure, right? And I think even in my intro conclusion strategy lecture, whenever I did it Sunday, I use the example of leaving and coming from the desert. That's intro conclusion strategy. These exist in everyday life. Are we going to use the same structure for every essay we write in this class? Believe it or not, after we are done with this week, we're done with essay. We move on to editing. Then we move on to fallacies, fact-checking, triangulation and research, source evaluation. We don't revisit essays again until week 10. And by then you're so different as a person and a writer that this structure is left behind and we go for gold. And I don't mean the structure is left behind. I mean the 5 paragraphs is left behind and you go for about 25 to 30 paragraphs. So that's where we're headed. It's a steep climb, and that's why it's so important to me this time to make sure you know what you're doing. That said, you should be using this for every class you take, every essay you write. And if, as I said before, if professors want shorter paragraphs, you simply cut the template, but you don't delete or omit anything from the template. So, do we get to choose our own purpose for the essay prompt? You always get to choose your own purpose. As mentioned in the video, would I have my grabber stated there and then right after, in parentheses, the kind of grabber is inside? In the draft that I turn in, yes, actually it's opposite. You're going to start it with fact, question, statistics, statement, humor, sarcasm, drama, dialogue, opinion, quote, analogy, anecdote. Those are the 10 kinds of grabber. Whatever kind you use is going to be identified in that opening line or parentheses, and then your next 3 to 5 sentences will be the grabber, an actualization of the type. We can't use the perfect paragraph template no more. Anymore, please. Do we have to follow this one exactly? So you're always using perfect paragraph template if you're writing a paragraph, right? Introduction and conclusion is a different genre of writing. So you have introduction and conclusion paragraphs as a type that is in the essay template. And then you have your body paragraphs as a type. Summary paragraphs are similar to perfect paragraphs, except it has a very unique topic sentence that identifies title, topic, and author. But yes, I'm expecting perfect paragraph. If you've read the essay template utilizes perfect paragraph. Are you going to make a lecture on how you want us to do the works cited page? Absolutely. For now, you need author, title, source. I recommend putting your web address on your works cited, and then next week we'll refine it. Incidentally, I also uploaded the Q&A for quotation citation. Again, thank you to my students who have scanners. And beyond that, you have videos to watch and all sorts of useful stuff in the resources link. I think that's 4.2. In the reference to the prompt lecture, How are the middle drafts going to be graded? In the video, you explained that the first and final one will be submitted for credit, but how does that credit work for edited papers? You're going to have to wait and see, right? I have it all set up in Canvas. All I'm working on is the lectures and releasing it. Don't get ahead of the game. I want you to focus on using the template and writing a great essay with 9 quotes from 5 different types of sources, 9 different sources altogether. Since we always apply the 5 principles to our writing, are these principles applied in certain areas of our essays or overall? Yeah, overall. I think we've answered that in a lot of these answers, actually. Intro, conclusion, strategy exists in every paragraph you touch. Framework exists. Transitions exist. And even a body paragraph has something of a thesis, right? That's why we use the triangle, because it is cross-applicable. In the template we follow from now on, can we use the perfect paragraph? The perfect paragraph is part of the template. This always makes me wonder if you even read the template. Toward the end of the lecture video, you were talking about past and present, and came to mind that we could write it basically twice with what you had in the boxes at the bottom for each one, past and present. Would this be a good way to pretty much take up space when writing, as it tells you what to write about? So the introduction is typically the past. The conclusion is about the future. If you have a multi-paragraph introduction, a good way to do that is past and present, or before and after 1900, or United States and abroad. You can pick 2 ways to dissect history. That's not a bad thing. Next one. Do we color code our rough draft? If it helps you, the answer is yes. I do not quite understand how to answer the question because of different self-perspectives. Mother, U.S. citizen. Can I use a different self-perspective that combine together the answers? No. Pick one and answer the question for one. You're not writing a whole book. You're only writing a 5-paragraph essay. And the skill I am teaching is that I don't want you to overthink it, overcomplicate it, or overmud it. I want you to pick one perspective, compare it against 2 opinions, pick one. Pick an audience, pick one, find your purpose, stick to it, and do the first 15 of the essay template, and then fill in the rest according to the template directions. Using SOAP and the 5 principles correctly for this 5-paragraph essay will set us up to be better writers in the future, question mark. Is that doubt in your voice? You guys don't know me, okay? I did my associate's degree in 3 semesters, 23 units a term. I graduated 4.0. I did my bachelor's degree in a year and a half. That's 3 years from beginning to end for my whole BA. 4.0. My first master's degree, 3.9765. Thank you very much, because I failed Spanish. I didn't fail. I got an A- and it hurt my GPA. Second master's degree, 4.0. I am not brilliant. I'm not good at math. I had to study like everyone else. I slept with the history book under my pillow so that I would dream about it. The way that I accomplished that was through having templates and using them, perfecting them, and understanding the puzzle concept that one idea has to lead to transition to another idea. Once you understand that you can start with a grabber and the grabber echo, write your whole essay. If you hate how it starts, you take out the grabber and you put in a new one. You leave the rest of your essay alone. Especially, I encourage you to look at the sample of the introduction paragraphs in the SOAP packet, because they have samples of intro paragraphs where the grabbers are taken off and put back in, taken off and put back in, and the essay and the paragraph never change. That's the concept. If you break your car window, you don't have to go buy a new car, you replace the window. You get a flat tire, you don't need a new car, you replace the tire. If you understand the parts of an essay, if something is broken, you don't like the topic sentence, you don't like the example, you don't like the quote, you simply take it out and put a new one in. You don't have to rewrite the whole thing. That will make you better because you get faster, more efficient, and more clear. We will be graded on how well we apply the 5 principles of writing in SOAP. Absolutely. How well you use the template? Absolutely. How well you stick to the choices made? Absolutely. How well you follow directions? Absolutely. How well you quote and cite? Absolutely. That's what you're being graded on. This first draft is 20 points. Every draft after that is 20 points to equal 100 eventually. Well, we have to add works cited page. Absolutely. So if you know how to do it, great. If you don't know how to do it, as I said, author, title, source, read the documents, do the best you can, and I will teach that next week. If I have 3 ideas, can I make a paragraph for each idea in the template? That is actually how you do it. I have 3 ideas. A cook knows about food, spices, and preparation skills. Those are my 3 ideas. Those are my 3 body paragraphs, right? My introduction might be about all of the famous cooking schools in the world. My conclusion might be about the Michelin stars. And how do you get from cooking school to Michelin stars? You know about food, spices, and prep skills. That's it for all of these questions. And I suppose the last thing I need to say is to please read and watch these videos. Of course, if you're watching them, I'm preaching to the choir. If you're not watching them, you have no idea I said it. But if you know a student in the class, please encourage them to watch the videos and follow the directions. Text me with questions so that you get real-time answers. And if you find bugs or broken links in Canvas, make sure you let me know. Also through text is better because it's a real-time conversation and a real-time solution. Already I've had quite a few phone conversations with students. That is the fastest and most efficient way to solve your problems because I can teach you over the phone what you're not understanding, and usually I can do it in under 10 minutes. So read the prompt, read the handouts that correspond with these lectures if you need to. Make sure that you're looking at everything. I still do have packets for pickup. I highly encourage if you need them to come get them. Don't forget your comma rules. You're going to get tested on that again. And I will see you next week after your first drafts have been turned in. Have a good weekend.